Now, as you saw by the title of the video, I said the San Antonio Spurs. You know, but I basically said they're in trouble. Like they may have some problems, and they do. They have a lot of problems. And now y'all probably all asking, they have the second best record in the league. What do you mean? They've only lost 11 games. They're like 25 games above 500. What could be wrong? Well, there's a lot of stuff wrong. And it might not be that bad this season, even though they're probably even the underdogs to the Golden State Warriors, even if they're projected to win probably about 65 games, which is crazy to be the underdogs and win 65 games. Like, but yeah, anyways, so it starts out with Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Miles Ginobili. They were good for so long on the Spurs. But guess what? They're all old. You just saw Tim Duncan retire. Miles Ginobili can still produce, but he's not the same player he was. But that's not the problem. They gave him 15 mil this year for 1 year. And his contract's going to expire, so they'd be alright on him. Tony Parker's their problem. He's their starting point guard. And he's just not good. Like, he can hardly score. In this NBA right now, you need to be able to shoot the three ball. He cannot shoot the three ball. He's only makes about 30 per season. He shoots decent on them, but he can't create his own shot. He barely shoots them. Like, he just never shoots a three-pointer. He is one of the worst defenders in the league. Like, I think bottom 10 and bottom 15, something like that. I don't know. It's really bad. His athleticism getting even worse. Like, he's only scoring like 7 points per game or something like that. Getting like 4 or 5 assists, and he's even been injured a little bit. They really, I don't know. All right, let's just get to the next person, Pau Gasol. Last season, I thought he was pretty good. I'm not saying he's bad, but he averaged 18 points and 12 rebounds per game. And I was like, the Spurs guy, I was like, that's a really good addition. I started looking into it more, right? So for 15 mil a year over 2 years, second year player option, they got him. Now that I see in the season, he's one of the worst defenders in the league. That's because, well, for one, he's 36, so athleticism inclined for him too. He's also heavy-footed. He doesn't move fast. He was never that gifted as a defender to start with. So he's just not an amazing defender. He's still a really good offensive weapon, but he's so bad on defense. And the Spurs, they're known for their defense. And then you got Danny Green, who's on an affordable contract, who's a really good shooter. So they're good with Danny. He's a pretty good defender, too. LaMarcus Aldridge. Now, they acquired him in free agency. And he's a star player. And he's a really good post-up player. And in this NBA, most post-up players, they're kind of overlooked because that's not really what teams look for anymore. But he can do so much more. Because he can also hit face-up mid-rangers. He can even hit threes. He can stretch the floor, too, as well. So, he's also a decent rebounder. And he's also an average defender. Like, he's not a great defender, but at least he's not bad. Then, we got Kawhi Leonard with 26 points per game. He's averaging also 3 assists per game. About 2 steals. And then about 6 rebounds per game. And almost a block per game. Well, only 2 turnovers per game. And he has the ball in his hands a lot, so 2 turnovers is actually pretty low. And then the bench, it's got even better since last year. Like, they got this one guy, I'm not really sure who he is. He's out of Europe. But he's stretch 4 for them. They got Dwayne Dedman. Of course, they got Mono Ginobili. Then Patty Mills has really stepped up. Like, Tony Parker's kind of fallen off a cliff. Well, Patty Mills is there. So you got him. So, now you're probably asking, alright, so what's wrong with the Spurs? Like, how is that bad? Well, let me tell you. Even though they're good, they're not good enough to compete with the Warriors right now. And the way it's going, they need someone right now. LaMarcus is only getting older. And that person that they need is Chris Paul. if the Clippers don't go through the Carmelo trade, if the Clippers choke this season, even if the Clippers made it to the conference finals and they got swept, I think Chris Paul will still want to leave. Like, he's probably kind of fed up with it at this point. I know he would get paid way more, a lot more money in LA, but he can still get paid like 26 mil or whatever it is in San Antonio. In San Antonio, he would fit right into the system of the Spurs. They need a starting point guard. He's a starting point guard, top 3, top 4 point guard in the league. Um, and he can easily get 10 assists. He's a really good 3-point shooter, 40%. He can do everything. Like he's also a really good defender, so that helps their defense out. Now, the only problem is cap space. Miles Ginobili, 15 mil goes out the book this year. He would probably take another pay cut. They gave him 15 mil. He would sign for as little as he needs to. If it's a variance minimum, probably would. But they're still going to be short. The only way they're going to have a chance to do anything, they have to convince Pau Gasol to decline his player option. If he declines his player option, 15 mil, 16 mil off the books, they can sign Chris Paul, and then they can ask him to take a pay cut, Pau Gasol, bring him back. Then they legitimately be able to be just as good, if not better than the Warriors in the system they play. And imagine that, Chris Paul, Kawhi Leonard, LaMarcus Aldridge, with Danny Green and Pau Gasol out there. That will be a scary team. And I really hope this happens. So the Spurs need to try to, just get Pau Gasol to be like, hey, if you want another ring, this is what you need to do. Because other than that, I don't see any other option for San Antonio, unless they're going to find another gem on the draft, which they did with Tim Duncan. He was good the first year out, and Kawhi Leonard, he developed very, very quickly. So unless they're gonna find another gem, or as they say, diamond in the rough, or whatever it's called, in the draft, then this is the only way out. But yeah, that's all I got for this video. See you guys next time.